What's going on, everyone?
Bring some snacks with you.
Yeah, Sour Patch.
Cliff was talking yesterday about the timing, that the Patriots are all about timing, that offense. How do you throw Brady off his timing?
The main thing, basically, in preparing, for a quarterback like Tom, he's a, veteran, Hall of Fame quarterback, first ballot. So, in preparation for him, it's a lot of things you got to do. First is, like I said, he's the best at, doing his cadence. It's so tricky, and he, does the different mechanics, and he switches it up, with motions and throws you off so well that, you can easily become distracted or anything. Next, he has a tendency of making, players around him, look great. You know what I mean? And when I say he has that tendency, it seems like, when he's there, just all of a sudden the magic happens. Within the unit, you can tell it's a different response he gets from, his unit, whether it's the receivers, the O-line. It's just a whole different response.
Frank, you've obviously been on the field a bunch more the last couple weeks with Mike out. Does that change anything for you, or is it just more plays? Do you notice the difference?
Just more plays, like you said. Don't really change, how I think about the game or, my motor or whatever like that. It's just more plays and more, just more of a responsibility, and you got to be able to accept it.
Do you learn to pace yourself? I mean, when you're only on for a few plays versus the whole time pretty much, how do you pace yourself?
It's not really, I never pace myself, you know what I mean, as far as, in all the years I've played this sport. You know what I mean, starting from, the 2 years professional, dating back to when I first started, So I never really believed in the pace. It's just really a mindset, of just going. I'm a ball hawk, literally. And I pride myself in going to get the job done and going out there and giving my all every play. If I mess up or if I do something wrong, just know I'm going to do it at 100 miles per hour.
Frank, you went to the same school as Tom. What's it going to be like chasing him?
It's gonna be pretty cool. I grew up watching them. You know what I mean? When you grow up watching Super Bowls and you watching guys like Tom Brady, and you got these different NFL dreams, and you got, then you go to a school like the University of Michigan, where it just so happened, it's another connection that me and him have. And he's a legend there. He does great things there. And next thing I know, we're competing on the highest level you can do it at against each other, and it'll be great. Hopefully I can get back there in that backfield and get my hands on him a couple of times and share some of my teammates as well.
He gets rid of the ball so quickly, he doesn't get sacked a ton. Is when you're a pass rusher and doing that, maybe you're not going to put up big numbers or whatever, but so do you have to look at it differently in terms of what your goal is?
You got to tackle him up top. As you watch film and you study film, and a lot of things you see players doing is, they underestimate, his size. He's 6'4". You know what I mean? He looks scrawny. He looks, what I mean, as people say, in pads and stuff, is because he's well protected under all that stuff. But he's 6'4". He has a nice size frame, and he's able to shake defenders off. He's been doing it for years and years. And just avoiding sacks and getting the ball out at the last second if you're watching film against, DeMarcus Ware, Vaughn, against some of the best pass rushers in the game. It just seemed like he was always able to get that ball out just in time.
Have you ever met Tom either back in Michigan or back?
Yeah, I met him back in Michigan. He came back, a couple of those times and, just showed his character and showed, how much he really, loved the program.
Some of those high-profile quarterbacks, they obviously get the calls, whether it's hits to the head or late hits, that kind of thing. Do you have to do anything differently or remind yourself when you're playing against someone like that?
Nah, you don't do nothing different. I can't slow down. I play football. A fine is a fine, but that's not going to stop how I play the game.
You're halfway into your second season now, having a lot of success. How much different does this year feel than as you're going through your rookie year, having to learn everything?
I got, guys like Mike Bennett, Cliff, Big Rube, Tony McDaniel, those guys, They got those guys in the locker room, and even off the field, helping me, to the highest capability that they can. And, that all transfers over to the field. They just help me and continue to work with me. Mike, Cliff, and me being, a rookie who really didn't, know what was going on, just playing just off instinct, things like that, to actually, having a guy like Mike be able to break down different aspects of the game, having a guy like Cliff teach me how to, rip off the edge. It's great.
Anything else? Thanks, Frank.
Frank, is Michigan going to lose before the end of this season?
Nah, we'll go undefeated.